balance in life is like the most important thing that you can do. On like you're gonna have your routines, especially like depending on what you're doing, whatever. You're gonna have your routine, you're gonna fall in your ruts, you're gonna fall in your places. But it's like the better you can kind of like focus on what you got going on, the better it'll be for when you be able to find that balance. And it can be difficult, it can be challenging, but it's like you got to put focus on these things. Like you got to really be in tune, you got to really try to make everything become aligned, because it's gonna be days that you're gonna have balance, it's gonna be days that you're gonna be off balance. But it's like you gotta be a little more in tune on, okay, when I had balance, what was the things that I was doing, what did I like, what was the things that I incorporate, what was the things that I avoided or I did not do. Versus when you don't have balance, it's like you all over the place. And those the things that you kind of just take quick inventory, like, this right here doing this didn't allow me to do this. So it was like a whole domino effect. So just by knowing these things, it's like now you able to find balance. I would say for me on my producer journey, it has been getting difficult and difficult and difficult. So it's like I'm really having to assess, because starting off on my music producer journey is different from what it is now. Like when I first started off, been doing this for like 15, almost 20 years. Like when I first started off, it was just me. It was just me. So I had my little laptop, I had my computer, whatever, and just I could just make beats, I could just work on music or whatever, and I ain't have a care in the world. Yeah, get up, go to work, come back home. Of course, at that time I was staying with my mom, so it's like get up, go to work, come back home, and just get back to it. Like you didn't have no care in the world. Like so, at that time I was like really perfecting my craft, not knowing like I was finding the love, I was finding the passion, I was finding the system for it. But over the period of time when you have kids, thank God like me now, I have my wife. It's like you getting closer to God. It's like now like everything just flip. So like now the balance is like music can't be the first priority. God has to be the first priority. Then my wife, then my kids. So it's like now it's like finding that life balance. So it's like now I can't just get up and just go through the motions. Like I gotta be very specific. I gotta be very intentional on how I'm moving and what I'm doing to get the most out my day. So like that life balance is like very, very difficult, because if I wake up on the wrong side of the bed, if I get up at the wrong time, if I do this, like your whole day could just be messed up. Now you off balance. So it's like life balance is like just really a day-to-day balance. So it's like just finding that balance. And like when I just do a weekly assist, a lot of times I do good through the week, but it's like some things I may just mess up and then mess up my whole balance, and I'm like the next day, hey, we got to do better. Like we got to have better balance. So like I said, like these are things that like really showing me along my journey. um these things are really showing me along my journey, like, hey, just to keep ascending the way, just to keep going up. These are the things that you got to do. Like, you got to really be aligned with God, and then like the extra pieces that you not have attached with your kids and your wife, like they got to be at the forefront. But when it's time to do these things, I still do these things at a high level, because I have built up the fortitude, I have built up the endurance of, like when I used to do these things, like I built up a system to be able to do these things at a high level, to be able to do it fast. So it's like, um, just hypothetically, when I first started doing this, I probably had 8 hours a day that I could do this. Now it's like limited. I may have 1 to 2 hours, but when I'm not actually in the studio, I'm still working. So when I'm somewhere else, like I'm always thinking, I'm always having ideas. If I'm in the studio, if I know I got to work on the mix later, if I know I have to work on a beat later, it's like I'm trying to be super ultra productive. And the way I'm doing it, so if I'm having to leave out the studio, I got my phone. I'm screen recording. Oh, I need to work on this. Okay, how can I get back into the studio and fix this as fast as possible? Um, okay, cool, let me take details notes so when I get in the studio I can do these things. So it's like you got to be very intentional with your time, because now definitely time is value. They said time is money. Cool. Time is value, because now you learning how to value yourself. You learning how to value time and get the most of it. So it's like now I can go spend time with God, and he can really guide me through. I can go spend time with my family, my wife, my kids, and like I'm knowing this what this time for. So it's like just having that life balance, man. Like it's very it's very important. It's very intentional, because I can compare that day versus when I'm not having life balance. When I'm all over the place, like my day is a mess. It's like I'm not getting time done with God. I'm not getting time done with my family, with my kids. I'm not getting time done in the studio. That day just be like a failed attempt, and I really hate those types of days. So I just kind of encourage you guys to kind of like just find out your balance. It's gonna be some trials. It's gonna be some tribulations. It's gonna be hard times, but like the best way to do is like self reflect daily. Like have these moments of, okay, what did I like? Okay, do more of these. What I didn't like, do less of these, and start to incorporate these type of things in your routine. Like self-assessing, self-reflecting is very, very important. Like, thank God, that's one thing that I have learned from being like a educator, being a teacher, is like you got to be able to plan out your day. You got to be able to look at like you got to be able to foresee, hey, this is what's coming, this is what I need to do. Like, procrastination it could be the devil. It could be the thing that kind of hinder you. And a lot of times, this is what I used to do. I like procrastinate a lot because it was just me. It was just me. But the more you add more things, the more you add more people, and your time really gets stretched. You got to be able to utilize your time at a high maximum, like very maximized. Like you can't do it at a minimum level. So like I'm starting to understand like time is very, very valuable, and where I put my energy and where I put my time is gonna determine the type of outcome that I have. So like just those life balancing skills, like I just pray that you guys kind of focus on those things, because those things is gonna ascend you. If you don't focus on those things, it's like, man, you're gonna be running like a chicken with their head cut off. Like every day it's gonna be these type of days, and they're gonna repeat itself, and you're not gonna get anything done. How do I know? Cause I've been there. I've been there, and I don't like those type things. So I like where I can get the most out my day and not the least. And like I said, like my life balance is like start off. I know sometimes I have to get up early. I have to get up way earlier than everyone else just to get that time with God. Now I'm cool. Now I can go spend my energy here and there. Like I can be in sync. I can be aligned. I can be more focused. But when I'm not doing that, I'm still playing catch up for the whole day. And when you play catch up for the whole day, like your day is gone. Now you trying to play the next day, trying to win the next day from your past day. So it's like those things can like really, really hinder you. So like I just wanted to share that with you guys, and hopefully you guys could use it, because like everything is not gonna be about a music production. Everything is not gonna be about audio engineering. Like we gotta focus on these life skills. We gotta focus on these mindsets, because this really where you gonna really win. You gotta focus on that guide by this really where you gonna win. This really where you gonna ascend. So hopefully this helps someone. Talk to Tron, your favorite producer, your favorite engineer. Make sure you like, comment, share. Hey, we growing. We like at 2,100, 2,200 now. I remember in January we was at 300, but we growing. So thank y'all for the love. Peace and blessings to you guys today. Go get that life balance.